Hey, Mama, let me get my head in there and get a drink. Need to wash something to wash all that milk down she's been drinking.
That is my very yapah, beautiful blue hutch that I've got in the back corner of my barn. That's my herbal cabinets, one of them. And there's my wood cook stove, a 1920-ish wood cook stove, Pearl. I named her Pearl. And this is just my cedar boards that I am putting on the inside of my barn with. And I've got to get this area done. But I didn't bring y'all out here to talk about hutches and cedar boards, even though the beauty in them is very evident. I actually brought y'all out here so I could talk for a minute. There is a lot of people coming to know Yahuah's true Sham. Let me get out of this darkness. I don't like to stand in darkness. The darkness don't bother me, the dark, but I mean, I don't want like half my face shaded or any of that hoo-ha. That comes along with people that serve the wicked one, that purposely have half their face shaded and half their face in the light, or one eye showing and one eye not. So definitely don't want to be confused with that sorcery. But what I want to talk to you about is something very serious, and when you learn the name, the true Sham of our Maker, Yahuah, and you start to study and walk in the Zod, the journey, the path to the Amath, the truth, you come across others that see that in you, and they know there's a difference, and you'll have a lot of them, or some of them, question you, and you start to share with them the Amath truth that you have come to know. The sad thing about it is, and it's really breaking, is these folks that come to know, and some of them you treasure, and some of them are friends, that they hear Yahuah's true Shem, his true name, and then they start to just flip-flop or switch out, calling God Yahuah. It's wonderful to know the true Shem of Yahuah. You have to. There's no, you can't get to the Shamayim. You can't be with our Maker unless you know his Shem. But there comes a lot more than that. You can't continue in the world, in the ways of the world, like you've been doing, and thinking just because you know his Shem now that you're delivered. It doesn't work that way. Yahuah gives us strict commands, laws, that we follow, and things that he tells us what to do and what not to do. He tells us what to observe and what not to observe. When you continue in the world doing the things you've always done, even though you may separate yourself from like wicked worldly celebrations, the certain days that the world celebrates, which are numerous. One just got over with, and everybody thinks that Thanksgiving is so innocent. That's the sad part, because you see old friends or in your family that they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to hear it. They think everything's hunky-dory. You reach out to these people because you're trying to share a Haba with them through Yahuwah. And yet you see them struggling daily, but all they do is switch out the names. That's it. If you don't observe, take part in, be part of Yahweh's Muadim, his feast, you're not being obedient. If you do not observe the Shabbat or Shabbathoth, means more than one, or Shabbat, what people call Sabbath. I do not like that word. But because it's used by the Catholicism and it's used by sorcery, Sabbath is. You've got that wicked rock group, Black Sabbath, okay? The word Shabbat is Kodesh. If you do not observe and revere Yahweh's Shabbat, you're being disobedient. If you do not observe and live by his laws of clean and unclean food, you're being disobedient. There are always other things in our daily walk, our daily gam, that we have to face. There's a lot of, for some, not for all, and then little pieces here and there, temptations of the flesh get thrown at you. And I'm not necessarily talking about the lust of the eyes. I mean, that's included, but that's not all that lust of the flesh there is. You've got different things that people live by that are lust of the flesh. It's anything that separates you from the complete emunah, belief in Yahweh. You have to be obedient to be a Yalad, a child of Yahweh. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect to be delivered, and you're going to be all right, and your name's written down. There's no such thing as, I don't like to say these words, saved, because the word saved, salvation, those words have a wicked origin. Believe it or not, you can do your own homework on that. You can look it up. Delivered is what I use now. Palatah is the Abrit word for deliverance or delivered. So I use that a lot, especially whenever I'm saying my HALAL'YAHUAH. This once saved, always saved is a huge lie. I heard my Ayish walk up. As I was telling you, you're not once saved, always saved. You have to endure to the very end. Whether that's your last breath, or whether that's if you're living, when Yahusha comes to gather us. Before, you might be one of the ones that is beheaded. That's to be expected. That's in scripture. Some will, some won't. But you have to endure to the very last breath, very last second, to be with Yahweh. Don't get confused by flip-flopping the name. His name. Yahweh commands us not to bring his name to naught, not to bring it to uselessness, not to bring it to, what's that word? I was just watching a video, Natsarim of Yahuwah. Love them. I love my Ak and Akut. I love them. And that was actually the scripture. Do not bring Yahweh's Shem to uselessness. If you just live by knowing his true name, but you do not change, you are not his child. You are still a child of God. And that would scare the living daylights out of me if I was living that way. You have to put Yahweh first. Sacrifice your flesh. Feed your ruach. of Yahuah's Debar and walk Gam Bat every Yom and Lale day and night. I tell y'all this with complete love, Ahava, because I know if someone hears this, it might offend them, and I don't mean to. I'm trying to draw the truth to be seen before it's too late. I'm going to go be gladful in the rest of our Shabbat. And I allow that your Shabbat and Yahuah is Shalom. Shalom from Hilltop HALAL'YAHUAH. HALAL'YAHUAH.